just remember this one from old Steve-O, okay? No matter where you go in life, it doesn't matter. There you are, okay? Just remember that. No matter where you go in life, there you are, all right? Okay, where we are in life today, actually, right now, you're in Steve-O's world. Yeah, you're in my world. What am I doing today? Well, this is from Scott now. Scott, you got me into this. Scott out in California, beekeeper in California, you got me into this one now. It looks like it might work. I hope we don't damage this stuff. But Scott, if this fails, you know, I'm just going to have to blame it on you. I don't want to take full responsibility for this, you know. Anyway, here we are. It'll be fine, Scott, I'm sure. We had the dye out, right? And this is what I ended up with ugly here. You end up with ugly. And what I did is popped the plasticell out of the frames, stuck them in a bag. This is kind of cool. Miss Daisy gave me this morning. She got a some kind of a bed covering or something. Got a zipper on it. See, we can use this to put our, I'm going to save this and put our nice thick heavy plastic with a zipper. You don't want to get propolis inside of her freezer, guys. Trust me on this one. No. You don't want to do that. So anyway, we put the frames, we popped them out of, after the bees died out. We got this comb on there, and it was crawling with wax moths, and I didn't catch it in time. And you'll have this from time to time. Say you go on a vacation or something, you come back a month later and you go, oops, I got 3 dead colonies and it's swimming with wax moths, and they're just tearing everything up. Well, you want to catch it fairly early, because, you know, these frames, these wax moths will dig in and cup it out and make a mess. Those things must be high acid, whatever. They just chew into the frames, make a flippin' mess, actually make them weak. So what I did here too, to identify these, we put them back in. What I did here was put wire wheel Rewax, and there's the finished product right there. There's the Steve-O finished product right there. You can see it's still stained a little bit in this area where some pollen used to be. But yeah, this cleaned up pretty good. I think the best way to go here on these, see, this is ready to go back in a hive right now. But I'm short, guys, I'm fresh out of pressure washers. Yep, I hunted, and I'm fresh out of pressure washers. My son has one, he's 45 minutes south, and I'm not going down there for just a few frames. So anyway, here's one here. After you freeze it, and then you take your little sharpened bamboo spatula, like you saw me do on the last video, and you scrape it. Well, it takes it down to here. All right, so now what I'm doing here is I'm clamping it here so it don't get away from me. And you wire wheel this puppy. You wire wheel this baby. Better with 2 hands, obviously. But for demo purposes, Okay, we knocked her down. Now I have some white vinegar here. Let's white vinegar this up. White vinegar is a cleaning agent, as we all know. Hopefully, there's pupa skins down in here, down in these cells. There's little pupa skins, and you can take I took a sharp bamboo skewer and I'm sticking in these holes, and those pop right out. See, these pupa skins pop right out. They're stuck in there. But who's going to sit there and do this all day long? Till you go blind. Yeah, right. Another thing too, see all this stuff? It's loose, it's blowing all over the shop, making a friggin' mess. But the beauty of it is it's not sticking to the floor. It's almost like a fine sawdust. All right, now I'm gonna put that on there and let that sit for a second and start blowing this off. If you had a pressure washer, you could just fan down there, and I think you could blow this thing just as pretty. But like I said, I'm fresh out of pressure washer. I'm gonna try this, guys. I'm gonna try this just jiggle. I've got, I think 6, 12, I don't know, 15, 20 of these. And it's popping out these pupa skins. If I get right down on it like this, you can see it's taking them out. You got to get that air underneath that little skin. Yeah, guys, you've got to salvage this stuff, because if you don't, you're going to go broke. Or if you're like Joe or Hunter or Nancy, you can just go ahead and take that money that you corruptedly got and throw away all this material, and just go to Data Inn or Man Lake and just say, hey, give me all new goodies. See, you can do that if you're you know, if you're like that, you know, but not all of us are like that. So it is working for the few I've got, but if I had many die-outs, I'm quite sure this would just blow clean as a whistle with a pressure washer. All right. Oh, I got one other side to do here. Let me get this side here, and then we'll move over. We'll install it back in our frames and give it a wax job. This is just a little 4-inch brass wheel I got at Lowe's this morning on a DeWalt 20 volt. Yeah, guys, you gotta salvage this stuff. Just keep an eye on it, try to catch it before the wax moths get on it. It happens though. It just happens to the best of us, guys. Yes, it does. Did you guys see? Did you see that Liz girl talking about Mr. Trump and that January 6th deal? Oh my goodness. Guys, do they honestly think we're this stupid? They honestly think that Mr. Trump caused that mess. Can you believe it? Wow. I'm surprised. I am very surprised that they think that we are that stupid to believe such a story. Oh well. Oh, we're gonna have to get some pink slips ready, guys, in November. Give these people their walking papers. Yep. All right, I sprayed this one with vinegar. I think that vinegar does help a little bit. What a guy could do is do their scraping thing and then hit it with vinegar and then hit it with a pressure washer. It's slow going, but it is popping out them pupa skins. I tried it without vinegar, and you really got to get on it with the air. Just keep on it on. I'm really heating up this compressor over here. It's running crazy. This blower, by the way, see this blower? This is Steve-O homemade deal. What I did is took a board that kind of hogged this out with a drill. This used to have a really small tip on it, but you see the size hole it's got? This thing puts out a lot of air, and the reason I did this, I've got a long tube that goes on here. It's about, I don't know, a foot or so long. It's a quick disconnect, just like on this end. So I hogged it all out, and then I JB welded that in there. So now I can put that extra extension on there, and if I can get back in on heavy equipment lines or whatever, anything with hydraulic lines that got a mass, say you've got a valve bank with a bunch of lines going in, and you see a leak in there, but you have no clue, there's so many lines coming, you don't know nothing. Steve-O rigged this up so I can go right in while the engine's running, and I can start blasting all those fittings, and I can watch and see which one's seeping. This is a cool tool right here. So it's big, got a big hole on it. The extension I put on, I used a piece of brake line on it. That's what I did. I just took another coupler, just like this, and coming out of here, I put a brake line on it. It was like 3/8 brake line coming out of here, about a foot long. It just quick couples on that. And so now I can use it as a short nozzle. See, it's got a lot of volume. I've had this stupid thing, this homemade rig here for 20 years, guys. But it's slow. I can knock this job right out with a pressure washer. And one day when I get another die out, hopefully never, but it happens, I will save them up and I'll go down and hit it with a pressure washer. So we'll have a demo on that. But I've been using this thing, guys, for 20 years, and all you mechanics out there and farmers that are working with your tractors and heavy equipment, you know what a nightmare it is when you go in there in them valve banks and you're looking for a stupid leak, and it's such a sloppy mess you can't see nothing. You're in there trying to go around with rags and stuff. This is great. Have that steel tube brake line on there, run right in that valve bank and start blasting and watching. Most of your oil is red. Hydraulic line's usually, fluid is usually red. And you can blast it and you can see that blood coming out of those fittings. You can go right to that fitting that is leaking. Another old mechanic tip from old Steve-O. All right. Okay. Let's go over here and do a wax job on this. We'll reload this thing into a frame. Got a little bit more blowing here. I don't know if it'll hurt or not. You just roll wax back over with those pupa caps in there or not. I don't know. And I don't know if I've damaged this plasticell here or not by running that wire wheel over it. It don't seem like I've hurt it. It still feels like it got fairly sharp edges on it. On these particular ones here, I don't know if it makes a difference, but your breakaways are here. I haven't done any breakaway on it, but they're always at the bottom. They're always at the bottom. Sometimes you got to wiggle them around a lot, especially if you popped them out, they've been used, you got to wiggle them around a little bit to get them back in there. That dude is in there. So all we're going to do is take our little 4-inch roller, dip it in our little crock pot here, let it drip off. You don't need to fill them cells all the way up, just a little roll job on each side. That's looking pretty good. All right, I got just one more to clean up, and let's go out back. Let's go out back here, and I think it's like 4 days. Let's check them two framers, some of them two framers, see if them queens come back from mating. They're looking a little fat, so I got feeding to do out here. And let's dive into them two framers just for giggles and see if we got a queen coming back. These are all going to be walkaways that we're going to look into. Going to be 2-frame walkaways that we did. So let's go check them. All right, guys, here's that nozzle I was telling you about. A homemade nozzle deal here. It's just a quick disconnect. The same as on here, see? And I just put a fitting in here. Piece of steel line, and I put I flared it. Actually, I think I brazed that. I think that's a brazed connection. Yeah, I brazed that on there. So I just shoved a steel line in there and brazed it to a fitting that would thread into this quick disconnect. So yeah, you farmers out there, they got to reach way back in there to hit a hydraulic line that's got a leak at it. You can do this here And you hit each fitting. You might have umpteen in this valve body here, manifolded into a valve body, and you can go to each fitting. You got oil all over everything. You don't know who's who. You can go to each fitting, pop it, and see which one's bleeding, and then you can get in there and get her fixed or get her done. Okay, this one's clean. That one's clean. Let's get her waxed up and get her ready to go back in a beehive. Alrighty guys, we're not supposed to check these until 6:15, but going kind of against my rules here, but oh well, it's all for show and tell, right? Wow, a lot of bees. And they may not be pleased. I got a storm coming in on me, guys. Let's see what we got. One heavy frame, I can tell you that. It's just loaded with nectar. Yep, here's the rain on me, guys. Here's the rain on me. Beekeeping in the rain. I'm not seeing an egg in here yet, but I'm early, so I can quit fooling around here. Some of these queens get back early, guys, but you really should give them 30 days. And on the 15th, it'll be 30 days. So we'll come back. We'll come back on the 15th and check these girls out. Yeah, all right. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Try to salvage your equipment. Don't let these wax moths eat them up. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.